It is my pleasure and my honor to introduce our speaker this evening. My friend, Dr. Sailesh Rao, has been near and dear to my heart since, I think, latter part of 2016. And I'll never forget the day he came to our sanctuary when it was in Angleton, Texas. And he said out loud and in public that we were going to have a vegan world by 2026. And here it is, 2026. And we did a pinky promise.
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember that. Yes.
We did the pinky promise.
Yes.
And that's because of his granddaughter, Kamaya, who he made a pinky promise with. I'll let him tell you about that story. But we are so incredibly grateful to have him here in Welder while he's on his book tour, promoting his book, There Is a Planet B. And if you'll notice, it's backwards, right?
Actually, this one is Amazon. It's not backwards.
Oh, this one's not backwards. Oh, okay. There is a book, his original book, There Is a Planet B. It was like this,
Right.
and you had to, anyway. So this one you can get on Amazon. And so anyway, I just want to make sure I mention that. But he's going to be talking to us about some of the principles out of there. And I have a book, Rowdy Girl, Confessions of a Vegan Cattle Rancher, coming out June the 25th. So we are I'm going to be on a book tour with the book. And we are...
That was not out yet.
It's not out yet. And we are hoping June 25th. You can actually pre-order it right now. You can pre-order it by going to Amazon or on Bloomsbury or Barnes and Noble. And we are going to be doing a big book signing party. And I will be speaking in Austin at Book People on June the 26th. So, and then I start the touring all over the country. So we're already booked for 2026 and booking into 2027.
Wonderful. Good.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I am so excited to have you here, Dr. Rao. And we're going to have a little, we don't have a fireplace, but we're going to have a farm place chat. How's that? And
Yeah.
so anyway, without further ado, I just want to turn it over to you. And
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I actually have another book called A Guide to Planet B.
yes, I have it.
Yeah, and that came out this year. And There Is a Planet B came out last year. I think you have the copy that's upside down.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. I do. There
Yeah.
it is. So here's a guide to Planet B. So this is the guide to this book that's upside down. So as you see, you have to open it this way. And when you do, it's upside down. So if you're going to really read the book, you got to turn it around. And that's really the way it works. And so tell them why you came up with this ingenious idea to turn everything backwards.
Because I'm a systems engineer, so I study systems and try to understand why systems behave the way they do. So I've been studying civilization, what we do, why we are in the mess we are in for the last 20 years. And I quickly realized that we are doing the exact opposite of what we think we are doing.
Right.
Yeah, because we have been sort of educated into believing things that are not true. And so I have a list of 7 foundational myths that drive the current system. So a system is an organized way of solving problems. So any system has like a goal, an objective function. What are we really trying to accomplish with this organized way of solving problems? What are we trying to accomplish? And then it has inputs and outputs, and it has constraint sets, which is really like guardrails. What can you do? What can you not do within the system? And so I was trying to map civilization to a systems model to understand why our civilization is destroying the planet.
Mapping our civilization to a systems model.
Correct. To understand why are we destroying the planet.
Right.
We are all good people doing our normal things, and the planet is dying. So you ask, why is that? Right? That's what I was trying to understand. And I realized that the objective function of our current civilization is to just keep growing.
I see.
It's growth. Growth is the main thing.
To just keep growing economically.
Growing our activities. Take more and more stuff. Do more and more things. Every year, do more things than you did last year. So it's like
So the system that we're currently in is engineered by design,
by
what you're
design,
saying,
right?
to just
grow.
continue to grow and exponentially just
Keep growing.
annihilate itself?
So basically, the system assumes that the earth is infinite.
Okay. Oh, the system assumes
the
that the earth is infinite.
Right.
Wow.
So, and it's like in engineering college, when we go to engineering school, they tell you that you have infinite resource. So basically,
do they really?
Yeah, essentially, there is no limit to what you can extract, right?
You mean they teach you that in engineering school?
They don't teach you about the limits of the planet. See, when you don't teach about the limits of the planet, you're assuming that there are no limits to the planet.
Wow.
Right? Same way, the economics is teaching you that you can keep growing forever. Think about every nation. Every nation is trying to grow their economy. Right? Even though there are measures that are telling you that America is already 5 times what the planet can support. 4 to 5 times. Our economy is so big that if everyone in the world had an American economy, we will need 5 planets, 5 Earths. Okay? Yet America is growing its economy. You know what I mean? Every country is trying to grow their economy. So growth is a master objective in the system.
And so instead of trying to fight the system, which is
instead of trying to constrain it and saying, okay, we have reached the limit of the planet, so let's not grow anymore. Instead, it's constantly trying to grow. So when you try to grow beyond what the planet can support, the planet will exhibit pathologies. It'll say, okay, my climate is going haywire. My wild animals are all dying off. I've got too much chemical pollution. So it's giving you all these signals saying that
deforestation.
Yeah, deforestation happening.
Ocean dead zones.
Yeah. All of those are signals from the nature, from Earth saying, you've gone too far. Too much. You've done too much.
So nature's telling us these things, and yet economists and scientists and engineers are saying what?
They're all assuming, no, we can keep growing.
And so they're telling everybody, no, that's a big lie. It's, what do they call it? What do they say it is? It's a hoax.
It's fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah, there's an assumption that everyone has to grow. Everything has to grow. There's an assumption. So I identified like 7 foundational myths.
So what are those? I want to.
So a myth is a lie wrapped in a truth.
A lie wrapped in the truth.
Yeah, there is a kernel of truth in there. Otherwise, no one will buy the myth. Okay?
Right.
So you start with that kernel of truth, and then you create a myth around it.
Okay.
How do you do that? You show partial truths.
Oh, yeah.
So you show one side of it and don't show the other side, and you begin to believe something is true when it's not.
Which we do all the time.
We do all the time. But this is kind of by design. So we are all walking around with these myths in our heads. Okay? So the 7 myths, the number 1 myth is protein is only found in animal foods.
Protein is only found in animal foods.
Yeah.
How many times have y'all been told, where do you get your protein?
Right. 90% of Americans believe that.
90% of Americans believe that you have to get your protein from animals.
From animals, yes.
90%.
So now we are all walking examples saying, hey, that may not be true. Look at us. We haven't died of protein deficiency. I haven't had any animal food for 18 years. Right?
You said 90% the other day, and I just now registered that.
90% of Americans.
How did that happen?
In school, you go to any science textbook, okay, you will see protein is a macronutrient you need to get from food. The best source of protein is meat.
And so I just wonder who paid for those textbooks.
Yes. Right? Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Who pays for us to believe that we have to get our protein from meat?
So it says if the source of protein is meat. It doesn't tell you that all plants have protein. All plant foods have protein. Okay. In
Yeah.
fact, protein, there are like 20 amino acids
Right.
for in a protein. Okay. So there are like 9 essential amino acids and there are 11 non-essential amino acids. These are different molecules. And our body puts together the amino acids in different combinations and makes a blood cell. In different combinations, it makes a muscle cell. Different combinations, it makes a intestinal cell. So our body is intelligent enough to know how to take these amino acids and put it together to make the cell it wants to repair.
Our human body is by
Amazing.
design. I just did that 21-day water fast back in February, and everybody was like, "You did what? You didn't eat for 21 days? You only drank water? Like you didn't die? You didn't get, I'm like, God, your body can't wait for you to stop eating so it can actually heal itself, you know?
Yeah.
The body is so brilliant.
Yeah. So it's not just our body. Any animal's body is like that. Okay, it's amazing. No, it's what to do with the amino acids. So there are 20 amino acids. 9 of them are essential. We need to eat from food. The other 11 can be made by our liver.
Our liver.
Our
Even
liver.
vitamin B12, I understand. Even in our circles, it is believed that you have to get vitamin B12 in a supplement. And even our bodies, if you eat a lot of raw food and eat the right foods, your body will manufacture its own B12.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
We are all trying to figure this out, as
Yes.
because there are lots of things that we thought were true that we have to be open to realizing maybe it's not true. And how do you update it, right? So it turns out that all plant foods have all 20 amino acids. There's nothing missing in any of them. Okay? Now, when they tell you you need to eat this kind of protein to get the optimum, is this the optimum protein? They're only talking about muscles. As if the only thing you do with protein is to build muscles. Now, if you only measure against muscles, meat turns out to be the best one. Why? Because meat is the muscle of an animal.
Right.
It's roughly equivalent to your muscle. So it's going to have the amino acids in the right proportion for your muscles. But are muscles the only cells that we build? No. The number one cells we need to build are intestinal cells.
Right. And you
They're the
don't
ones that die the
need to
fastest.
eat the body of a beast to get muscles anyway.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the cows. We just went out there and looked at our,
Right.
1,500 to 1,800 pound cows out there, and they're all big and hefty. All they eat is grass.
I know. Yeah. Plant foods have all the protein we need, and all the biggest animals in the world only eat plants. Like not just cows, but elephants, giraffes, rhinoceros. They all eat just plants.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And they're putting on a lot of muscle. So you don't need to do that.
It's
But
such
that's how they make you think you need to eat meat to get protein.
how's that?
They don't tell you that plants also have protein.
They just don't tell you. It's conveniently left out of the
Left out.
equation.
Yeah. This is what I mean by partial truth.
Melly, look, there's Melly. What are we doing, Melly? Go ahead.
So this is how, by telling partial truths, they mislead people into believing things that are not true. Right?
So why are they doing that?
Because everyone wants to grow.
But when you say everyone wants to grow,
Every
Who-
corporation
who's-
wants to grow.
there?
Every every institution wants to grow. So
Every
like,
corporation, every institution, every government, every school
city,
system.
everything wants.
So everybody wants
Everything.
to
Why do they need to grow? Do you know why everyone needs to grow?
to make more money.
No, they're running a Ponzi scheme.
They're running a Ponzi scheme, like one of those network marketing things.
Yes, it's a Ponzi scheme. Look, they're running a Ponzi scheme. If it doesn't grow, it collapses. Any Ponzi scheme, if it doesn't grow, collapses.
Oh my gosh.
So when you're running a Ponzi scheme, and you don't want people to figure this out, you're trying to grow that everyone feels prosperous, and you keep growing more and more and more.
Yeah, and look
right?
how many. How much land? I mean, what? I don't know, it's probably one of your tenants, but there's 7 you said.
Mhm.
So is one of them about the land and the resources?
No, actually, those are all derivative.
A derivative.
Yeah, they're all derivative myths.
I
So
guess.
number 1 myth is protein. Number 2 myth is calcium is only found in dairy foods.
Calcium is only found in dairy foods. You must get your calcium from the booby of a cow, right?
No other species does it from the mammary secretions of another species, right? So we are the only ones who are drinking the mammary secretions of another species, and yet we believe that calcium is only found in dairy foods.
And not only that, we use the mammary excretions of a cow to make cheese, and then we eat cheese and sour cream, and so we eat all these products made from mammary cells of a cow. And you said it has how many pus cells in it?
Oh, for every teaspoon, you can have up to 4 million pus cells.
Oh my God!
4 million what?
Pus
Pus cells.
cells in every teaspoon. That's how much.
How
it's
much
allowed.
pus have I eaten in my life? Oh God, that is just gross.
Yeah.
Somebody should tell me to take pictures while we're at it. So with your phone, yeah, go ahead.
So that's the second one, and
yeah.
again, it's the same methodology. They just tell you, good source of calcium is milk, and you pretty much seem to think after a while that calcium, milk. You need to take milk to get calcium because it said it in the book.
And what's the third one?
Third one is growth.
Growth?
Growth is the master objective. Everything needs to grow. And we buy it, right? So we expect everybody to grow their economy. Nation has to grow its GDP. Every nation is trying to grow their GDP.
What is GDP?
Gross domestic product.
You're talking to novices here,
I know.
Okay? I'm sitting
all
here
right.
saying GDP, good something or another. What is it again?
Gross domestic product.
Growth domestic
Product. It's a measure of how big the economy is.
Okay.
How much activity is going on in the country and in the world.
So how can you have a growing economy? This is a question that I wonder why other people don't think this. How can you have a growing economy when we are killing off rainforest,
Right.
when we are, we're using all of our land and our resources to feed cows and other livestock. We're starving humans to feed animals. How can you have a growing economy? Why can't people see that is not a growing economy?
Well, it's how you measure the growth.
Oh.
So if you value a dead tree as worth a lot of money because you can turn it into timber and paper and whatnot, okay? So you value a dead tree as worth a lot of money,
Okay.
but a living tree is worth zero.
Wow.
What would you do?
Cut all the trees down.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing.
Because,
Right? It makes sense, right? So it's how do you measure, so you're playing a game. It's like a Ponzi scheme. And in that game, dead things are valued.
dead things are valued. Dead animals, dead trees.
Exactly. Anything that's alive has no value unless I can extract from you. So how do you extract from someone? Make them unhealthy, have them have diseases. Then you can get money out of them. But if you're healthy and you're happy, you don't need anything, you don't do any work, you're no good to the economy.
Just like when I did the water fast, back in the early,
Right.
in the early 1900s, late 1800s, water fasting was a part of the medical, that's how they healed people.
Right.
Before the medical association came on board, but there's no money in water. I mean, you just give people water to heal themselves and, you don't need a doctor. Can't extract much wealth from that.
So you've gotten to the crux of the matter. It's how you create money. And that's where the problem is. All these things stem from that. So how do we create money in the current system? The only people who can create money are the banks.
The banks.
The banks can create money. And you know how they do it? Based on your deposits. So if you go deposit money in a bank, they'll tell you, anytime you want, you can take the money back. Okay? But what they're not telling you is that as soon as you deposit, they only have to keep 10% of what you deposited. And they can loan out.
So if the economy collapses, I can only get 10% of my money?
No, then the government says, I'll print money and give it to you.
Oh. Yeah. Why not? Ginger tea, please. Hot tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So there's an FDA insurance, I think not FDA, what insurance? FDIC insurance that says, don't worry about your deposits, we'll back it. And basically what they're saying is, if the economy collapses, they'll print money and give it to you. But it may not be worth much, but that's it.
That is crazy. So that's the third one is growth.
Growth. Growth is
So-
the master objective.
So
And because of that,
Tommy, move out of the camera.
so
And so the fourth one,
fourth one is society is organized around societies to be organized around consumption and commodification.
society is to be organized around consumption and
And
commodification.
Right. So you're a consumer. They always call you a consumer. What are the consumers doing?
Eating and
Yeah.
buying.
Right. You're not a consumer. You're a human being. You're not sitting there in the mouth wide open, consuming all the time. But that's what their model is that you're a consumer.
Gosh.
So consumption and commodification. Commodification meaning make everything into something that you can buy and sell. That you can, so everything, like even animals, you can buy and sell. Animal body parts, you can buy and sell. You've got commodity markets for pork bellies, right?
Pork bellies,
Yeah.
pig skins, pig
Exactly.
feet.
All kinds of things that we buy and sell. It's called commodity. So commodification is part of the social fabric.
Okay.
And I'm saying that's a myth. You really don't need to commodify everything.
Heck no.
You don't need to consume. You don't need to be a consumer all the time. You can be perfectly happy just sitting around doing nothing, meditating.
Meditating.
You'd probably be happier doing that than sitting there and consuming.
Consuming, eating, drinking, watching more and more TV, watching,
Right.
whether it's consuming entertainment, consuming food, consuming resources. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm just, it makes me sad.
So the fifth myth is, in order to be able to commodify and consume things, you have to think that you are separate from nature.
Oh, wait. So the fifth myth is in order to commodify and consume things, you have to believe that you're separate
From nature.
from nature
And that you're superior to all the other species.
and superior. Wow.
To all the other species.
That's the only way you can believe these things, is to believe that. So
Right.
that's why every subsystem in our big system teaches us that we're the dominant species, right?
Yeah, we can do what we want to the other species, and that's perfectly fine. That's the way of nature. That's the way it's supposed to be doing things. So that's the fifth myth that drives the system. The sixth one, and I watched them make this myth. I was watching them make this myth, is that only burning fossil fuels is the only reason for ecological breakdown.
Burning fossil fuels is the only reason for ecological breakdown. That is the sixth myth. And what do you mean you watched them do that?
Because I was part of the Climate Reality Project, and they were talking about fossil fuels. And I was
So
saying,
tell us about the Climate Reality Project first.
this is what Vice President Al Gore started.
Yeah.
Okay? He started it in 2006. And I was in the second batch that he trained. So he trains batches of people to give his presentation.
The Climate Reality Project back in 2006 with Dr. Gore.
Vice President
Vice
Gore.
President Al Gore.
Former Vice President Gore. So the first batch, he trained 50 people in his ranch. And then the second batch, he trained us in the Hyatt in Nashville. Okay. So he was only talking about fossil fuels. And I raised my hand and I said, excuse me, if we just bring back the forests on the land that we're using for raising animals, can we not reverse this thing? Reverse climate change?
So say that one more time. If you do what?
If you just bring back the forests.
The forest.
On the land that we are using to raise animals, can we not reverse climate change? Because I was doing back of the envelope calculations, saying, this is how much carbon is stored in trees, this is how much carbon is in the air, and they are complaining that there is 30% more carbon in the air than there used to be in 1800. Well, 30% more trees are storing trees and their root systems in the soil are storing 3 times as much carbon as in the entire atmosphere.
As the entire atmosphere,
Yeah, 3 times as much carbon. And we have cut half the trees on the planet. I said, excuse me, if you just bring back the trees that we cut, can we not reverse this thing? I was just doing calculations, right?
Does that, I think a 6 or 7-year-old could understand.
Exactly. It's mathematics. It's like simple arithmetic, okay? It's not that complicated to figure this out. And he was like, he didn't want to address it. He didn't want to talk about this. He didn't want to, he still today he doesn't mention animal agriculture as the reason.
So why?
Because if you talk about it, then you have to change the system.
So are they not talking about it because they don't know, or are they not talking about it because they do know, but they're got to hold the Ponzi scheme together?
Exactly. They have to hold the Ponzi scheme together. Their goal, and he was open about it. Okay, I have to admit, I have to give it to him. He was open about it during the training itself. He said, my goal is to preserve civilization as we know it. Okay. But civilization as we know it is destroying the planet. It's causing climate change. It's causing biodiversity loss. It's causing all these problems.
So what they have to do is they have to make us believe that climate change is a hoax.
No, they have to make us believe that in order to solve climate change, go buy electric cars and put solar panels on your roof.
No, but some people
keep quiet
believe it's a hoax.
I know. Some people believe it's a hoax.
Really?
See, the way the system works, okay?
Family members. I have family members.
I hear you. But the way the system works, and this Noam Chomsky pointed this out, is that they want you to think that you have this freedom to choose, and we have freedom to argue. And so they want to narrow the scope of your argument. Is climate change a hoax? Or climate change is solved by electric cars and solar panels? These are the only 2 options.
Solar cars and solar panels, and what else?
That's it. So go buy electric cars and solar panels.
What about those wind?
And windmills.
And
okay.
windmills, right? Yeah. And so let's just pollute the air and kill the birds with all the windmills.
Well, that again is a story they're telling. But anyway, it's like create clean energy infrastructure or buy electric cars. Now, see what they're doing there? They want you to go and buy more things to grow the economy. Okay? So anything that grows the economy, you can do if you think it's going to solve the problem. But in reality, it's not going to solve the problem because they haven't addressed the root cause.
What about AI? It's growing the economy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's using up a lot of energy.
I confess I use it, but
yeah.
how do you not use it now that you know how to use it, right?
Well, you use it only for things that you need it.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I need it every day. I've gotten to used to needing it, It's so easy to need it.
I know. But it's one of those things, and it's like a tool that's given to you, which accelerates your work. And then you figure out, do I need to use it now or do I need to use it later?
Yeah.
So judicious use is okay.
Yeah, I'm using
for
it
the
judiciously.
Right purpose.
I use it judiciously, especially since, when you run an organization like we do, and it's on a very slim, personnel-wise, AI can, be the equivalent of an assistant.
Right.
And really help, multiply
it's a
productivity.
great research assistant. For my book also, it was a great research assistant.
Yes, it's a great research assistant.
Find things for me.
That's a good segue here just for a second. I just want to remind everybody that you're listening to Dr. Sailesh Rao. He is the founder of Climate Healers, and he is the author of There Is a Planet B. Okay. Yeah.
So
6.
Yeah. That it's only fossil fuels. Don't look at anything else. It's not your lifestyle. Just go buy electric cars and solar panels and shut up.
Shut up.
That's the 6th myth they want us to believe. And I watched them make it. I watched them, and I realized that's what they were doing.
So you're creating a system in the current planet A to make sure we keep and perpetuate those myths.
Right. And the 7th one is there's always a technological solution for all environmental problems.
Always a technological solution for all environmental problems.
Yeah. We'll find a technological way out. You don't have to change your lifestyle. We'll figure out something that would, gee whiz, fix it. Right?
So what are they coming up with?
No, I mean, don't worry about climate change. We'll figure out a giant, carbon sucking machine, this sort of thing, right? This is what they're working on.
Well, like what they did with all those cows that exploded in Dimmick County, when all those dairy cows exploded because they were putting all their cow poop and urine in these methane digesters, and these methane digesters exploded, and all these thousands of cows were completely blown up.
Oh no!
So that's a way to
technological solution.
That's a technological solution to making sure that the poop and the urine, get digested by methane digesters,
right,
instead of cows being able to roam freely in pastures and poop and pee-pee like they're supposed to. And then they have all these animals confined.
Right.
I talk about it in my book. You'll read about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you remember when it happened?
Which one? The digesters?
When those cows exploded.
No, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, you'll hear about it in my book. It is one of the most horrendous events around dairy cows, and it happened here in Texas.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the seventh one.
Yeah. Those are the 7 foundational myths, meaning there are lots of other myths that come around that, basically.
So do you go through all the other myths around that in your book?
I go through the main ones, the 7 foundational myths, and then I say, okay, how would you create a system that works? I mean, we know that there's a lot of problems with the current system. So now how do you create a new system that works? And in There Is a Planet B, I said it's the exact opposite. Instead of myths, you have to teach the truth.
Teach the truth, no matter what.
No matter what. And
Tell
you
the
have to
truth.
build things on the truth, on things that we agree to be true.
Yeah, like what? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Number 1 is interdependence of all life.
Interdependence of all life. And tell everybody what that means.
It means that we are dependent on the trees. The trees are dependent on us. We are dependent on the animals. Animals are dependent on... So we are all in this together. We are all fellow passengers on Spaceship Earth.
Being good stewards for one another.
Right. Being stewards. Doing our duty to help the others.
Yeah.
So I'm saying until now, for the last 10,000 years, we have been behaving like we are the dominant boss of the planet, the biggest, the best species ever, and we can do what we want. So we are sitting on top of the animals, right? Exploiting the animals. If you want to reverse this, if you want to, in Planet B, you go to the bottom. From the top, you get to the bottom, and you start serving the animals.
Yep.
Bring back the wildlife. Bring back the trees, bring back the forests, clean up the mess. So we become like, the cleanup crew.
You have to go from all the way to the top, all the way to the
bottom.
bottom. And do you know what system already exists today in our current planet that does that? Do you know?
Your sanctuary.
Do you know what else? I'm going to tell you what it is, because I talk about it in my book.
Okay.
It is Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yes.
The 12-step recovery program, which I'm in, and I'm proud of it. Oh, you too, huh? All right, if you know Bill out there, howdy. Anyway, I'm 13 years sober, and they are all about the 12 steps and 12 traditions, and it's all about the way they grow is by putting everything that's perceived to be at the top at the bottom, and the group level of all the groups, they are the ones that are most important. The top serves the group.
Right.
So if you want to study a system that is working, there is no outside donations. You couldn't go and donate to Alcoholics Anonymous. No outside people can. You gotta be donate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's self-supporting. We're self-supporting through our own contributions. And that's the way we should be in our own economy, right? Is self-supporting.
Right.
And not depending on money fabricated by banks that really have no worth, honestly.
Right. So interdependence of all life is the first axiom. The second is non-violence.
Nonviolence.
Zero animal exploitation. So stop exploiting animals. We are here to serve them, not the other way around. They're not here to serve us.
Right. Ahimsa.
Ahimsa.
Ahimsa, nonviolence. And, I have 1,000 hours of yoga teacher training, Sailesh. And in all the hours of yoga teacher training that I've had, none of them ever, taught us that I learned ahimsa, but I didn't learn that it meant not to eat animals.
Right.
I learned that it meant, don't harm, each other. And, when you eat animals, you just do it, the less violent way. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Non-violence, zero animal exploitation. So I say, ban it. We are done with this. We're
No
done
violence.
with exploiting animals.
No violence. So that's
No
in
violence.
Planet B, y'all. This is a whole new way of thinking. So in order to do this, in order to live in Planet B, you have to be willing to be reprogrammed, right? You have to be
Basically, that's
willing,
what it is,
huh?
yeah. You have to just understand the myths, know that you are looking at the world through those myths. That's what we have been doing for a long time.
It's like the Matrix.
It's like the Matrix, yeah. We've been looking at the world through those myths. Why? Because the myths get installed in educational institutions through omissions in textbooks, through curriculum. There is something called silent curriculum, which is what are they serving in the cafeteria?
Silent curriculum.
Yeah. What are they serving in the cafeteria? That is subconsciously telling you what is the optimum food to eat.
Yeah, and they give away free milk.
Yes,
free cheese, and and
right. They're trying to tell you that's the optimum diet. Okay, so I've seen people. I mean, this is so sad. I've seen people in Africa starving. Plenty of fruits hanging on the fruit trees, but they're starving because they've been told that that's no good as food in school.
No.
Yes, they're running after cars trying to sell us packets of things in order to go buy a plastic bag full of rice and milk, which is their breakfast. That's what they give us breakfast in the schools.
They're told not to eat the fruit off the tree?
Well, it's not good food. This is the right breakfast. So they're trying to get the right breakfast for themselves because that's what they're taught in school. Okay? This is how schools indoctrinate kids through the curriculum of what are they serving you for food.
Oh my God.
It's a very silent way of telling you what's the optimum food to eat. And you don't even think about it. You think, oh, that's the way we eat food. That's breakfast. I need to have my rice and milk.
Yeah, even
right?
it's obvious. It's honestly the same here. I mean,
right.
A lot of people think that you can't eat fruit because of sugar problems.
Yes.
That's one of the biggest things. Oh my God, no, I can't eat fruit because my sugar's going to spike. Well, what a myth! I mean, of course it's going to spike if you're also eating meat and cheese and eggs and
right.
whatever else there is because of you can't process the insulin.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Right.
If you didn't eat meat, cheese, and milk and eggs and all that, and you ate a whole food plant-based diet, it would reverse diabetes.
Right.
Yeah. So what's the next one?
The third is sufficiency over growth.
Sufficiency.
Sufficiency over growth. You don't need to grow. You can always say, I have enough. Right? We have enough. As a species, we have enough. We can now return some land back to the wild animals, return the ocean back to the wild animals, give them the space to come back, help them come back. So we don't have to keep growing. Meaning you can create a new currency system that does not require you to run a Ponzi scheme.
Sufficiency
to get things done,
Sufficiency.
The only way to get things done, according to these people, is to run a Ponzi scheme. And I'm saying, no, there are other ways to get things done.
But sufficiency is what?
Sufficiency over growth.
Sufficiency over growth. And, this is one of the things that I really hope we can get to as a species. Because, we need to stop all this consumption.
Correct.
We really do,
I mean, the estimate is that we are currently in Planet A, we are using 75% more of the earth than what the earth can sustainably support us with. Okay, so we are taking more and more than what the earth can give us every year. which means every year the earth is getting worse and worse and worse because we insist on taking more. So it's like, you're taking more than what's in your bank, right? The interest from your bank. So you keep taking from the principal. Your principal is diminishing. So which means the interest is diminishing too. And the next year you want to take more than what you took last year.
But you have to have a community to do that, because when you live in a world where everybody is doing it,
Right.
and then I'm sitting here listening and I'm like, God, I wish, I could just live like that. And,
Yeah.
but you don't live in it. We live in planet A, so we're
Right.
like, I sometimes already feel like I'm an alien,
Right.
maybe I'm really living in planet B in some other alternate reality. And,
Right.
if an alternate, maybe I really am. Maybe we're all in planet B. Maybe we're in planet B bringing
see-
I can go go deep.
Planet B is like a set of protocols. You're sort of buying into these axioms. You're saying, I'm going to see through the myths of Planet A, which means I know when I do something, oh, that's a Planet A myth. That's what's making me do this, right? So become aware of the myths that
Yeah.
are already programmed in you and try to deprogram yourself from that. So this is all work that we have to do. Each one of
We
us
need
is doing.
communities.
We need communities.
We
to do
need communities. We need online groups, Dr. Rao. We need support.
it. Mm.
Just like people in recovery need
It's
support.
like, as you said, it's like a
Yeah, we need support groups. I think it would be very important to have support groups all over. You've got climate healers. Now we need some support groups that can support those of us that are awakening to this concept of Planet B, so that we can come together and figure out how to plant that idea in our own communities.
right, deprogram Planet A myths and then
Yeah.
understand the Planet B axioms. See, the idea behind the axioms and creating a system using axioms is that axioms are chosen consciously, whereas myths are installed in you unconsciously. Okay, so myths are installed in you during your schooling years or whatever, and by the time you come out, you're looking at the world through those myths.
Mm.
Right? You're seeing growth is absolutely necessary. Of course, growth is necessary. So you think that everyone, if you don't talk about growth, oh my God, it's going to collapse. So it's already built into you, thinking that if the economy doesn't grow, we are going to suffer like crazy. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay,
No.
it depends on what kind of transactions we are doing with each other. How are we helping each other out? Ultimately, it's how humans are supporting each other. That's all it is. That's what these things are supposed to do for us.
So what's the next one?
Okay, sufficiency over growth. Then, fourth one is honesty and humility as design criterion.
Honesty and humility as design criterion.
See, right now, in our current system, Planet A, there are lots of secrets. I have a special way of doing something I won't tell you. Why? Because it's my business model, right?
Right.
There's lots of secrets. So when you have lots of secrets like this, you don't really know how you're impacting the planet because you're not telling people what you're doing, right?
I see.
So if your planet is literally, falling apart and dying, you need to start becoming open about what it is that you're doing. So I need to know, because we have only one planet, right? So if the planet is saying, I'm getting too hot, not enough water on me, and this. So if you see planetary boundaries being crossed, and corporations and entities, institutions are saying, we have secrets we won't tell you, how are you going to ever solve that?
Yeah.
So you need to have a system which is about openness and clarity.
Gosh.
Openness, so which means honesty.
Right.
So it has to have clarity in everything. We need to see everything. Why?
And
Because
we live in a society that just completely keeps everything covered up.
correct.
And lies.
It's competitive, right? I won't
Competitive.
tell you what my salary is. So we don't know what's really going on, right? So there's lots of secrets in this system, and
we're as sick as our secrets. I mean, that's what they say in AA. You're as sick as your secrets.
yeah,
And we are literally as sick as our secrets, y'all.
right,
Right?
exactly. Yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah. That's one of the main tenets in AA, So when you go to AA and you work the steps, you have to get honest with all of your inner secrets, all your inner demons, because those inner secrets, those inner demons are what drive addiction. And so when you really consider, like what you're saying, I'm putting two and two together, that's why we have such an addictive society that wants to consume more and more and more and more
Right.
and use more and more and more and more and more. It's an addiction.
Right. It is. And it's driven by all these, barriers we put between each other, competition. I'm competing for the same resources. Everybody's competing. So it's a system built on the mindset of scarcity, right? And so that's planet A. So planet B, honesty and humility as design criteria. You are serving the animals. You are serving each other. So it's all about service. And it's about being open. Okay.
So honesty,
because we're all on the same team.
See, honesty is, a lot is all through the steps, like step 4, step 1. Humility is step 7. Humbly ask God to remove our shortcomings. Right. Humbly. How about we have some humility? I didn't even know what that meant. When I first started learning about humility back in the day, I was like, there's a song out about that. What's that song about? Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble because I'm perfect in every way. Yeah, that one. That one. Yeah. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when I'm perfect in every way. Do you know that song?
No.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
Get the guitar out. We'll just have a song.
See, I'm looking at it as a species. As a species, we need to become humble.
We do.
Right? We are not the boss of the planet. We're not the superior species, superior to all the other species. We don't even know what to eat. We've been conned into eating all the wrong things, including the mammary secretions of another species. Right?
We might as well be underneath the freaking cow, just up there sucking on it.
Right?
I mean, we might as well be.
You're so weird as a species. You have to have some humility now and say, okay.
People don't know how to. Huh? People do not know how to be humble. It's
humble
not
before
even,
the other animals,
But they don't know how to be humble. I mean, we are living in such an egocentric society that people don't even know how to say, I'm sorry, forgive me. Yeah. I was wrong. Yeah. People don't even know how to say, I was wrong. It's not even in our consciousness. I had to learn this when I got sober. To
you have to say that to all the animals in the zoos. You have to say that to all the animals in experiments that we are doing with them. I'm sorry, we didn't know what we were doing. Okay, we have to go and basically we need this therapy, right? Where we are going back to the animals and saying, we need you on this planet. Please stick around with us.
Please.
Yeah. Please.
They teach us so much.
Yeah, Sailesh. They do. I mean, they're far smarter than we think.
Oh, they are. I'll tell you, Rowdy Girl herself. If it wasn't for Rowdy Girl, there'd be no book tour. There'd be no Rowdy Girl Sanctuary. I'll never forget when I started seeing all those cows through Rowdy Girl. This was me as a cattle rancher before I ever went vegan. I wasn't even thinking about being a vegan. I'm bottle feeding Rowdy Girl, the little baby calf. And before that, I saw nothing but cows out there. I heard they were mostly all black. And so I didn't see them as individuals until I started feeding baby Rowdy Girl. When I started feeding her, it was like she was feeding me. She was feeding me a spiritual food to be able to see individual differences. And I began to name them and see them. I could tell them all apart. And Rowdy Girl became a conduit for me. I actually, right here, y'all may not believe this, but right here, Rowdy and I have a line of communication. She is responsible for this whole tour. She's responsible for the book. I am her voice. I am her spokesperson. And, a lot of people think, oh, God, Renee, can I have your autograph? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give you Rowdy Girl's autograph. I am here as her voice, her instrument, and that's what it's all about. And that's bowing to the animals. Mm-hmm. You bow to, I bow to Rowdy Girl. I bow to this animal that has taught me that all animals are just like us, right?
Yeah, they have their own intelligence that is superior to ours in many respects. We have some aspects that, we are good at making things.
Yeah.
We are good engineers, okay? So, but we need to use that engineering skill to serve the planet.
Yeah.
Not to
so what's next? Because I know what's the next one? Honesty, humility.
5th is universal provisioning within planetary limits.
Universal what?
Provisioning.
I-
Provisioning, which is
Provisioning.
which is make sure that everybody has access to nutritious food.
But let me
Everybody
say it
has-
out loud again so I want universal provisioning
within planetary limits.
within planetary limits. So universal provisioning within planetary limits is the fifth one.
Fifth axiom. So
Okay.
we're going to build this system on these foundation stones.
Okay.
Okay. The fifth one is everybody needs to have access to adequate clothing, adequate food, adequate shelter.
Everybody. There should be you shouldn't be buying food, right?
Exactly.
You shouldn't have to buy food. It should be free. I mean,
should be free.
food grows out here.
Right.
Why are we paying for
Yeah.
food?
Nutritious food should be free. Food that makes you healthy should be free.
Yeah.
And it used to be this way in India 200 years ago.
Wow.
Okay, or 200 before the British came. We never paid for food in India. Why? Because it was abundant. It was just you throw a seed and it grows. So, so food is falling on your head. So why would you pay for food? It was falling on your head, right? So,
And you're stepping on it.
right. So when food is abundant, you don't have to pay for it. Now, what happened was because people didn't have to pay for food, the British couldn't get us to do things for them.
Ah.
You couldn't get them to work. They're complaining. These guys are lazy. They're not working. You don't have to work when you have plenty to eat. So why would you work? Right? So then they figured out you have to tax them in the same grain. So this is how it all happened. So then you force people to do monocultures, and then you get people to starve. So they were using hunger as a means to extract work from people, which is exactly what's happening today. So today, 800 million people are going hungry, and they are doing the kind of work that you wouldn't do otherwise, like slaughterhouse work and things like that. They're desperate because if you don't do that work, you're going to be starving to death. So what's your choice? You go to slaughterhouse work, whatever it takes, right?
So food should be free, water.
Yeah.
What else?
Universal provisioning within planetary limits. Everyone should have access to food, shelter, water, clothing, basic necessities of life, okay, for free. Then you ask them, what is your gift? What would you like to contribute?
Is this the sixth one?
No, that's this part.
We're still in the same one.
In the same one, yeah. Universal provisioning within planetary limits. And so, like when I run an engineering team, I'm not starving my engineers in order to make them work. I have to inspire them that this project is worth doing.
I see.
Okay.
Inspiration.
Once you inspire them that this project is worth doing, they give their life to me. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Because it's not just my project now; it's their project too.
Exactly.
Right?
Just like our nonprofits.
Exactly.
It's like
you can't starve people and then make them do the things that you want. You have to inspire them to do it. So this is what good leadership is.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm saying when Planet B's objective function is not growth. Planet B's objective function is planetary health and world peace.
Planetary health and world peace is Planet B's main function.
Its objective, its goal.
Objective.
Its goal is to get to planetary health and world peace. Because planetary health and world peace are like two sides of the same coin.
I see.
If you're working for planetary health, you're doing something fundamentally non-violent in collaboration with everyone around the world. Wow. So you automatically have world peace. You're not going to be dropping bombs on each other.
We shouldn't be doing that.
What in the heck are you doing? I mean, planet is dying and sitting around bombing each other. What are you doing?
And people think it's necessary. People really do believe that, bombing, each other is,
it's
necessary.
Any alien looking at us will say, this species is nuts.
Freaking crazy. Why?
The planet is literally dying in front of it and it's bombing each other.
It's all money. It's all money. We gotta buy more and more guns and more and more guns.
But if you look at what they're trying to do, you see that they're basically through all these wars, they've cut off all the fertilizer supplies for food. So food is going to become scarce by the end of this year. Okay, so I'm saying if we don't go vegan now, in order to make sure that all the food is used properly, we are causing starvation elsewhere by eating animals. Absolutely. There's no question. If more people are going to starve because of what's happening with the war, it's the people who are eating animals who are causing it. So stop eating animals, please. We'll tell you what to eat. It's not that hard to tell you what to eat. So we'll show you how to eat right and eat healthy and eat good. Okay? This is what we're trying to do in Washington State.
Right.
And I'm going
right,
there
right.
now. So that's the universal provisioning within planetary limits.
So what's the sixth one?
Is distributed participatory governance. Distributed participatory governance, meaning
distributed participatory governance.
Governance.
Say that again.
Participatory governance.
So say the whole thing.
Distributed participatory governance.
Distributed participatory governance.
Governance.
Okay.
It's not some dude in Washington D.C. making
and
all
we
the
got to keep
decisions
moving
for
along
you.
because we got to.
It's not just one. It's not a top-down decision-making process.
Yeah.
It's subsidiarity principle, meaning decision is made as locally as possible. Okay. Because the local people know more about the problem than someone sitting somewhere else.
Right.
So, meaning we need to create this distributed system in which people are making decisions about how to clean up the mess, how to regenerate the forest.
Yeah.
And
like
how to
have
provide
regional
for food.
district area, like have like we do in AA. You have your home group, then you have your regional group, you have your area group, you have your
exactly like AA.
Yeah.
It's literally we are creating an AA for the entire planet.
An AA for the planet. Yeah. Maybe
we should call it AB.
Yeah,
from A to B.
Let's just freaking, we just need to get sober off all this commerce and commodification.
It's an AB for the planet. A to B for the planet.
So what's the seventh one? I know we got to keep moving along here.
Technology is subordinate to life.
Technology is subordinate to life.
Yeah. Technology is here to serve life.
Gosh.
It's not the boss of life. It's not, trying to kill off life. Technology does not hurt life. It is a subordinate to life. It's a servant of life.
Yeah, we shouldn't be using it to kill more cows and kill more animals.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing.
We are using technology. I'm talking to my engineering friends saying our engineering skills are being used to take two huge bulldozers.
Two huge bulldozers?
Bulldozers and a long chain between the bulldozers. And these bulldozers are just plowing through entire forests. Raising down every tree in the path, right? That's how we deforest. It's not one tree at a time. You're cutting like thousands at a time. So this is what technology is being used for.
Because dead trees make more money.
Exactly.
Don't you know?
Yeah.
I could just see right now to have a commercial right now, we're talking about how dead trees make more money. No, we need trees. We need to all be planting trees.
This is why you have to change the value system itself. You have to change what are you valuing. You have to change the currency systems. This is why Planet B has its own currency system. I'm calling it Ahimsa coin.
Ahimsa coin?
Yeah, Ahimsa coin is the currency system we are using. And it's the opposite of this loan-based currency system that banks are creating.
So how did we get this Ahimsa coin?
So we all have to agree on it. We have to agree that this is what we're going to value from now on. That we like this Planet B, we like these axioms, we like the goal of Planet B, and then we have, for every subsystem, I have goals. What is the objective function of the food system? Right now, the objective function of the food system on Planet A is to make sure that the most exotic food is available to the richest person at any time.
Okay, all right. In the big book. In that story,
AA book?
Yeah, in the AA, they talk about spiritual axioms. And one of the spiritual axioms is that anytime there's anything wrong with us, anytime I'm upset or anything about anything, I'm the problem. So it's a spiritual axiom that if I'm disturbed about you, I'm the problem. Don't you love that spiritual axiom?
I know. That's true.
It is. If Tommy's mad at me, it's really his problem. It's not mine. And so, that's, and so tell everybody what axiom is.
An axiom is a truth that we can all agree on.
Yeah,
It's a
truth.
common thing.
It's a
that we
common
can
truth, yeah.
Yeah, we can all agree on.
God, I know we went over. We started about 10 minutes late, so I know we have some quick questions for Dr.
Yes.
Rao, and us here. Yes.
Hi, Dr. Rao. My name is Brian. Thank you so much for being here. I watched your talk at the COP Climate Summit a few years ago, where you illustrated this problem as the climate bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
With both the burning machine of
And the killing machine, yeah.
and the killing machine of animal agriculture, and how that feeds into the greenhouse gases of our atmosphere. And
Right.
is going to kill humanity, especially kill humanity if we turn off the burning machine first,
Right.
and not have the valve to transition the greenhouse gases back into the soil,
Right.
with trees, right?
Right.
So my question to you is how is this not proven science yet? How is this not generally accepted as scientific fact if this is an axiom that we can prove, like through math and paper and just like knowing common sense of, okay, this is methane, this is carbon dioxide, and so on and so forth.
I'm glad you asked that question.
Great question, Brian.
Because I was showing that bathtub model to my systems engineering colleagues. I had like all from Stanford, right? All these people who went through and got their PhD at the Information Systems Laboratory. I was saying, look, guys, and they're like, Sailesh, we understand this, okay? You don't have to teach us. It's not that we don't understand it. It's that we just don't want to. It's like we don't want to see it.
Yeah.
So people know this. If you ask a climate scientist, do you not know that sulfur dioxide is a cooling gas?
That what?
The sulfur dioxide
Sulfur dioxide
is a cooling gas.
Okay.
Of course they know it, because it causes fumes and it becomes white clouds and it reflects sunlight back. They know this, okay? And they know how much it's cooling.
But they don't want to tell you it is?
They say it. It's cooling. They say, but then they never put the two together to say you have to address animal agriculture first. You have to shut down the killing machine first. They never
machine.
They never talk about the killing machine. Never talk about the killing
It
machine.
feels like it's the Wizard of Oz, right? It's just like
Right.
pay no attention to the killing machine.
Pay no attention to the killing
No.
machine.
Pay all of the attention to the burning machine.
Right.
Yes.
It is the Wizard of Oz. It's exactly the Wizard of Oz. That's exactly what's going on.
Everyone needs to get Planet B. Y'all need to go to Amazon, right? Is that where they
it's
can
there.
go?
Yeah.
Go to Amazon and order.
There is a Planet
There
B.
is a Planet B.
And then a guide to Planet
and
B.
a guide to Planet B also. What did I do? Yep, that's over here.
Yeah.
So a guide to Planet B just explains more of the concepts, correct?
It's basically a formal, this is my engineering manual.
So if I read this, will I understand it?
You will understand how to create Planet B, how to create the whole thing.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna talk to you about something right here in front of God and everybody. Okay. You hear this voice? I'm getting ready to record the audio of my book for the next 3 days. It's going to be on Audible. We need a recording of your book.
I will do that.
How would you like for my? We need somebody that can understand every word you say.
Okay.
So I will volunteer myself to help you if you ever want to do this. How cool would it be to have a Texas twang, whether it's me or anybody else, reading this book so anybody can understand it?
Okay.
That's what we need, right? We got to have anybody understanding this, because I love Dr. Rao, but I have to sit here sometimes and go, I have to catch it, catch the words. I want to understand every single thing you're saying. I want to hear you,
Mm-hmm.
I need that diagram of the bathtub.
Huh?
Just watching the diagram of the bathtub just completely clarified the problem.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Just that visual of if people are watching this recording, like watch your speech at COP 26, was it?
COP 26, yeah.
Sorry, of the climate bathtub and how we need to transition our economies of both food and energy to be sustainable for our future.
Right.
Anybody else have any questions?
I guess my question is, I guess it just seems like ideally, everything is great that you're talking about, but I mean, I would just see it be such a ginormous change to get
Correct.
everybody to
Correct.
do it that it's
Correct.
almost like, how can you do that?
How can you do that? That's a great question, Eric. And this is what I've been racking my brains about. Okay, because we know what to do. We know that there is a way out. So I see this light, right? So there is a way out. This is the way you can walk, and you'll get there. You'll get out of this mess that we are in. Now, how do you get people to do that? Now, a lot of people, like we were trying to get people to go vegan one by one.
Right.
Now, when you try to make people go vegan one by one, what happens is there's a lot of source pressure, community pressure to come back,
Right.
right? Because the community is saying, this is what we do, so you're doing the opposite, so, we want you to come back. And people succumb to it. So a lot of people go back, okay, when they try to go vegan.
My aunt says, "Are you done with that whole vegan? Are you ready to start eating meat again?"
Right.
That was a little fad that I was doing.
Right. So we are now trying something, which is to say, help entire communities to go vegan together.
That's what I was saying just a while ago.
Right.
That we got to have, it's got to be like AA, where you have a home group, where you have a district, where you have an area, where you have a world, where you have we're all connected through these axioms, where we're connected through all these Planet B criteria,
Right.
so that we can sponsor each other into learning these things, right? I mean, why not use a system in our current Planet A that is working? I mean, Alcoholics Anonymous is working.
Right.
It has been translated in, I don't know how many languages. I remember going to a district or an area conference, and the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous is in Braille, even in Braille. And I promise you, I touched it and I felt God. God is in recovery. God is in Alcoholics Anonymous, and we've got to put those same principles in what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
I think that's the answer, honestly.
So get communities to do it together. So then you have support with each other. We're all in this together, okay? It's not just, see, when I talked about it in Brazil, okay, when I talked about it in Brazil at COP30, people were so inspired by the idea that everyone around the world is doing this. That I tell them, there are vegans all over the world. Okay? Now, the vegans who are currently vegan are the ones who can step out of the fold, step out of the herd and be different. So there are few of us who can do that. Not many who can do this, but a few of us who can do that. And so these vegans who step out of the fold and become different, they are the creative thinkers. They are the ones who are saying, okay, maybe that's not right what I've been told. So maybe there is protein in plants, So let me take a chance. Now, those who say, let me take a chance, they're rare. They're not that, not too many of us who can do that as a species. Most of us as a species go with the herd.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at the cows.
Right.
If they're by themselves, something's wrong with them. We automatically know if they're by themselves, there's something wrong with them. They're sick. There's something wrong. And so,
but in this case, there's something right with us because we stepped out of the herd.
Yeah, exactly. We are stepping out of the herd. But I mean, exactly. That's good. Well, this has been such a great time. I know that we've kept some people here a little longer, but I could talk about this all day long. In fact, I told you I wanted to take you on a leg of my tour. I think it would be fascinating for us to do something like this on, even if it's not this year, next year. I mean, I'm already maybe bring in Loving Hut to do some stuff. I would love to do that. So, y'all, any last words, Dr. Rao? We need to wrap up. So.
Thank you so much for hosting this. And it's great to talk about this and get it out. Basically, we have to have lots and lots of conversations.
Yes.
We need to create community around these ideas and then get majority to buy into this. And so let's do this together, right? Around the world. Because once people see that we are all doing this all over the world together, we feel like we are part of something much bigger.
Exactly. Right. We have to. You're like the prototype of Bill W. Bill Wilson is like, he's our our spiritual, like we look up to him, like,
Hmm.
you know, he's the one that started, him and Dr. Bob started, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous, and you are starting this, you know, Dr. Sailesh Rao.
Planets Anonymous.
He's my sponsor. He's my client. And so, anyway, y'all, this has been a real joy. Y'all be sure and go and purchase Dr. Rao's book. There is a Planet B. And also go to climatehealers.org and check out his website, subscribe to his newsletter. And while you're at it, you know, go to Amazon and buy my book, pre-order. The more you buy it, the more pre-orders there are, the more that it drives algorithms so that bookstores buy the book, and so that we can become a bestseller. Y'all, we're closing in on a possible first week bestseller if everybody would get
That'd
out
be
there
awesome.
and would it not be awesome?
It would be awesome.
So y'all get out there and please pre-order the book. If you have not pre-ordered the book, do it now. If you're sitting in this room and haven't done it, get on Amazon and buy that book, because that will drive us to become a bestseller, and that's amazing. You know, imagine what we could do with that right there. You know, with our publicity, and we're doing it for one reason only, because I answer to Rowdy Girl.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Peace out from Rowdy Girl.